The purpose is Australia's offshore, the cause for their travel is the state games. The is, by several range, the largest phase the nation's sevens crew has play on. If how doesn't audio discouraging quite, down there's else caution. Zambia has been painted in a swimming pool in Canada, Kenya, and, expect for it, New Zealand. The All Blacks, as creature the planet's largest renowned rugby football playing nationality, are 4 persons time state champions. A horrifying perspective on the one brush. But on the sum, it presents Zambia's semi-professional players in large opportunities to reach acceptance on a world scope and for the kind of sports to profit popular behind household. The ambience during the crew, unnecessary to tell, is cheerful. Zambia has progressed a lot in a year and apart. In regulation of the popular of the kind of sports, I believe it will be enormous, possessing how exposition for the sevens. A really big landmark. Love lot of Zambia's sevens players. Lipschitz is an amateurish juggle his rugby football commitments near a complete time work. Other are yet in school and college, learning 3 times a 1 week in clubs and game league games at the weekend. Skill for the Commonwealth's came politeness of a 4-place complete in the 2017 Africa Sevens Cup that saw Zambia groove victories above Morocco, Tunisia, Ghana, and Senegal. In spite loser the tertiary place crucial meeting to Madagascar, Zambia completed as the other ranked state nationality over competition defend Uganda. The crew has 2 tournaments up. It arrives on the offshore, the King Bafokeng Sevens in Suntown, Southward Africa, accompanied by the Victoria Waterfall Sevens in Zimbabwe. 2 new coaches include as well been enlisted, Nundo Artmitage, a ex-skipper of Zambia Sevens, and Neil Norge, who brings expertise of training Southward African party the Gold Lions. We are as well hoping how by game such a big names as the All Blacks, how should very offer us pulse to go striker. How our players will begin break in vocational ranks and several teams will place ability in our players and choose several of them for vocational careers. Increasing the play Zambia isn't definitely a unknown to world contest. Recent year driven win above Zimbabwe in the definitive of the Zambia Rugby Football Sevens World. The crew as well displayed in the Dubai Rugby Football Sevens Invitation, that rest near the major leg of the Sevens Planet episode. In the history, the crew has played the likes of Canada and Italy, and one day on a period came during a spot of tipping Australia, ultimately departure downward 11-12. Possessing skilled for the Commonwealths, Sink Emba says how he wants to see Zambia topped African champions and to be taking into account a sleeper in the Sevens Planet episode near Kenya, Uganda, and Zimbabwe. Evolving Zambian rugby football at an elitist standard is one item, down there are as well ambitions how the local can increase. The quick-paced, 7A side size of the play could be key in the consider. 15A side is constructively rather hard, explains Lipschitz. In Zambia, we are not constructively as big as some teams, we can't prevail how dimension of the play. In sevens you can fair conduct yours own in the natural division and do up for the distinction in rate. House wherever Zambia will surpass rather rapidly. Through Africa, rugby football involvement is growing. In 2017, rugby football was learned in 22,000 schools, a 4,000 growth on the early year. Down there were 6 African countries game rugby football routinely in 2002, but present down there are 38, of 105. Zambia has 10,200 recorded players, 1,600 men, 200 female, and 8,400 youths, and has 16 clubs through the nation, 2 times as lot as in 1996. Down there are, yet, issues how yet requirement to be tackled. Machinery, house wherever we include the largest issue, says Sink Emba. We will circulation to Planet Rugby Football to try and help us in more than bollocks and machinery so how our reduced structures are advanced and how we are game rugby football at local, initial schools, second schools, top schools. We include a quantity of schools game rugby football, but while it comes to procurement kit how becomes a really big issue. Down there are, yet, rugby football soccer fields in each city, and soccer fields in schools are creature tailored for rugby football. Zambia, fair as necessary players to hold fill such soccer fields and quite bollocks to undergo about them. Following all, who wouldn't wish to get out on a rugby football tilt following vision their nation account a try versus New Zealand.